Hello
Hello
and
and
welcome
welcome
to
to
the
the
splain.
Splain.
We're never gonna get
Yeah,
that right.
I think we
It's
nailed it. We
I,
nailed
I I think we're getting worse. It's
like
okay.
and subscribe
Yeah, like and subscribe, people. Come on.
if you like two white guys in unison.
When has that ever been bad in history?
Yeah,
White
barbershop
people,
quartets.
barbershop
Yes,
quartets,
barbershop quartets.
book burning. That's probably not
Systemic
good. Systemic racism.
oppression. It's all
That's probably not good either. Anyway,
anyway. Ashley.
we have Ashley Monique with us today, and Dan, you have a question right off the top.
Well, what I want usually what happens is I'm not as plugged in to the comedy scene as you are, Joe. So you actively and you get our guests and then you move forward. And I always want to say, hold on, just a couple of housekeeping items. Where do you live? How long you been doing comedy?
I live in San Francisco, and I've been doing comedy for about 5 years now.
Okay, great. Well, that's impressive because I just watched like an hour long set of yours.
I don't think so. Not an hour.
No? Okay. I thought
You sure you watched
anyway,
the right person, Dan?
I think I believe I did.
Time flies
Yes.
when you're having
Well,
fun.
you were doing stuff about being biracial.
Yes, yeah.
So I believe that's correct. Okay, just wanted to get that out. And Joe, carry on.
So, yeah, Ashley is relatively new. I think anyone under 5 years is still
Hmm.
new, but I also think it's fair to say that she's one of the brighter voices, one of the more interesting voices, I would say,
Mm.
and consistently does really well with really smart writing.
Hmm.
And I like Ashley. I like the fact that you are talking about issues um, that are personal and political and very much of the time, but you're not doing it in a I got you, fuck you crowd kind of way. You're just relating your experience, which just happens to be a commentary on everything that's going on. Do you think that that's a fair appraisal?
Yeah, I think that's very fair. Thank you for saying that. I do, I think, try to avoid offending people whenever possible. I just think that it's easier to make people laugh when they're not angry. But the things that I talk
Mm.
about do tend to be political because that's just politics, the way that politics affects my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there, because it's interesting to hear you say politics affects my life. Like what are the ways that, if we could get deep really quickly, are there specific ways that you can identify how politics has affected your life?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, my mom is an immigrant. I'm a first generation American on my mom's side, and so a lot of the discourse around ICE and immigration and
Hmm.
people are being abducted and treated terribly, and it's inhumane. Like that all weighs on me as somebody who has experience, with growing up in an immigrant family. Um, and everyone in my family has obtained their citizenship legally, but it was a difficult process, and I sympathize,
Hmm.
with anybody else who's struggling with that process. Uh, and I think also, just being a woman and legislation around our reproductive rights and our bodies uh, and also just I think broadly the way that the the economy is going and is affecting all of us if we're not abhorrently rich.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think all of that shows up directly or indirectly in my jokes.
Yeah, no, I would agree with
Speaking
that.
of that, like um, just just to focus on that part, being young in this economy, looking ahead at your future. Um, what's that? How old are you?
I'll be 35 in a couple of days.
Okay,
Wow,
like
Thank you.
congratulations.
what's that? I notice a generational disconnect is getting wider. What's that? And I happen to also do therapy, and I work with young people, and that's a huge anxiety trigger. Just life, liberty, not being unhoused. Like,
Yeah.
is this real anxiety? The prospects of buying a home have become, I don't even know if that's
You're stressing me
people.
out, Dan. You're
Yeah.
and
Well,
I'm an old guy.
you're done. You're a whole other genre
That sounds
of,
terrible.
I don't do gerontology therapy. I don't do like
Wow.
or
Wow.
with young people. It's all ahead of you.
Yeah.
I love you, Joe. Can you give us a sense of, yeah, what that's like? Because when I talk to my parents, even me, and I'm a Gen Xer, I talk to my parents and I think, you don't get, this country doesn't work like it used to, or it appeared to.
Yeah. I think that I'm a millennial. I'm sure it's even worse for Gen Z, but I think having grown up in a time when we were told, we could be anything, we could do anything, and then growing up in the reality that there is now, yeah, just who knows? I think I don't know. We might not have a country in a few decades. We might not. We don't know how much longer we have on the planet. Like, all that stuff.
Wow. This is, yeah,
Hmm.
we're just hitting all the
Woo,
notes now.
now
Thank
that's
God I'm old
comedy.
and closer to death. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whew.
and I mean I've made the decision to not have kids because I just don't think it would be. Yeah,
Really?
we really don't know what's gonna happen in the future.
Yeah.
I just don't want to take that risk.
Wow. But you have made the conscious choice looking at the world as it is and looking out at the possible futures. You don't want to have a kid because of wow. I mean, that's pretty deep actually.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I mean there's more than there's one reason of many, but yeah, it's definitely a factor. I think we're all
Wow.
terrified and nobody knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I it's interesting to hear you say that and yeah, we're laughing about it. And when I see you on stage, I see someone to me you come across as pretty joyful, pretty happy,
Hmm.
pretty sincere, which it I like that because it plays against type, I think a lot of times because I can fall into that trap sometimes of being, hey, I'm going to be edgy and break shit down and the audience is just like, yeah, but make us laugh. Is there is there any time you've been on stage and you felt like, man, I'm trying to articulate a joke that just isn't working and I don't know why?
Yeah, for sure. Usually when that happens, it's because I thought that there was something about it that was funny, but I was not communicating the steps that I took to get there well enough for the audience.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
really have to bring them with you and make sure they're still there. I think also that I have sometimes struggled to with jokes about darker topics. They sometimes take a little bit longer to crack because you have to figure out how to give the context and the exposition without bumming everybody out.
Yeah, yeah, true. Do you still spend a lot of time writing? And what is that like for you? Is it pen and paper on the computer, talking it out? What is writing like for you, and do you still do it?
I do still do it, not as much as I did when I first started. I'm actually kind of been in a writing creative rut for a while, but it's always pen to paper, and sometimes it's a lot of like bubble maps. Like I'll write the premise in the center of the page, and then just kind of branch off different associations, and then the further out you get, the more unexpected the punchline is. If you could just make
Hmm.
sure you find the thread that links it back to the center. Uh, and I've been trying to play around with talking through things like voice memos. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think I've been lucky. So my sets are longer, and then I will try to give myself 5 or 10 minutes in the middle of a set to play with an idea. And if it just doesn't work, then I know, okay, I'm just going to go to this chunk that works. So yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time talking something out, but I will play with it on paper. And maybe this is terrible to admit, but I will oftentimes throw something up on social media and I'm curious to see the reaction. I'm not crowdsourcing punchlines, but it is amazing how people like Keith Lowell Jensen. Do you know who
Hmm.
he is in
Yeah.
Sacramento? He has said that when you are a comedian, you're not posting stuff on social media to fans so much as you are inviting co-writers.
Mm.
And they will openly criticize something, or they'll just say like, "Hey, that's not funny." And sometimes people have privately messaged me and gone, "Hey, what if you said this?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, that's the joke," And I will write them like, "Are you okay?" That I say that. So
Mm.
a couple times I admit that has worked.
I think that's all right. Whatever, man. That's what we do. We have to have people's reactions.
That's true. That's true. I think the best stand-up is usually a conversation with ideas. And do you remember a time, Ashley? Because I feel like every comedian has this moment, maybe like, early on, you tell a joke that you've been trying to get to work, or it was in your notebook and you weren't sure of it, and it gets that big laugh, and you have this, oh yeah, this is how I have to write now. Do you remember what that joke was?
Um, I don't think that I've ever had a joke quite like that. I feel like when I have one that's gonna work, like it's I can feel it.
You can feel it.
Yeah,
Mm.
like I'm excited to tell them because I know it's gonna work.
And then it does
Yeah.
work?
Do you so you
Wow.
know it's going to work on the page, and
You
you're
know
like,
it's going to work, and then it works.
Yeah, and well, like, cause it makes me laugh, and I'm like, oh, and I also think that if something makes you laugh, the audience can sense that you're enthusiastic about it too, and that really
hmm.
really helps. I've
I used to feel that, but they'd still die anyway. Really, I would just be like,
Yeah. Yeah, come on,
speaking
people.
of
Yeah.
that, I want to comment on one of your jokes. I really appreciate. So I started listening to the hour-long. I'm standing by this. You did an hour. I saw it. You were headlining, um, and so you opened up, and you were talking about being a teen mother, joking with the stereotype Latinas have
hmm
babies when they're young. And I'm thinking, okay, this is like your, I would imagine you open up like this and you get different responses from different people, and people don't know if they're supposed to laugh or they can laugh. You know what I mean? And you're doing your thing, and then you get to that joke about it's a tradition. It's tradition in your family to have, I think, to have kids young. My great grandmother started it in 1993,
yeah yeah.
and I'm just like, now that's a great fucking joke.
Thank you.
That's just a clever, you know what I mean? And you can kind of feel the whole room go, all right, this is just funny. I think there's so much value to that because we talk about what people are talking about. And there's also just the joke writing,
Yeah.
Yeah
it's just a fucking math joke.
yeah.
It's just a math
It
joke.
is a
Yeah.
math joke.
But to dance, first of all, is it weird having a white guy explain your joke to
Yeah.
you?
So anyway, I'm proud of you and I approve of what you're doing.
Well,
I think
I'm sure
and you
Ashley
should,
needed that. Yeah.
you can now continue to do that.
You have
Thank
permission.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Anyway, I'm out. No, not yet.
But to Dan's point, does that joke, do you look at the audience sometimes and feel like some people are reacting differently to it?
Sometimes people get a little bit like, oh, like, can we laugh at this? And
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in the specific case of my family, like that is true. Like every single woman in my family has been a teen mother, and so if the shoe fits, like I
Mm.
think it's okay to joke about it.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, only the truth is funny, and it's your personal experience. So
Yeah,
yeah, it totally makes sense to me.
Does that include you? Do you have a kid?
I don't. I'm the outlier. I broke the chain.
Okay. All right, you
she's
broke the
she's breaking the
pattern.
cycle,
Yeah.
Dan. No
Wow. All
kids
right.
coming in on
No
this
kidding.
planet. No.
Hmm. Oh, sorry, you covered that already. You're going totally the other way. You're not having them
Yeah, maybe
young, old.
I might have overcorrected, but that's what I'm doing.
Good for you.
I've had a couple of conversations recently. I mean, I've known this, but I had a couple of conversations recently with women in comedy, and they both relayed to me interesting stories. So, like, one was she was at an after party after a show, and she realized she was the only woman that was there, and she was listening to the conversations that the guys were having, and she was
Mm-hmm.
disgusted and shocked at what they felt comfortable talking about in front of her. And then another woman, she's only been in it for just under 2 years, and she was talking about a lot of the soft misogyny that she was
Mm-hmm.
experiencing, and she just felt like, well, I have to put up with it. And I'm like, well, no, you shouldn't. But she felt like, but if I want, I don't want to call someone out who's actively booking me. Um, have you had to deal with that stuff? And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course. Like, how do you? So, I mean, and sincere question, right? Because, um, what specifically have you had to deal with, and how do you deal with it?
There's a lot. I there's misogyny, big and small. Um, and it's everywhere. I mean, comedy is kind of a boys' club. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Women are far outnumbered by men, and like a lot of the gatekeepers are men. Historically, the more successful people have been men. People think that women aren't funny is like a stereotype that we're actively fighting against every day, and and I think that sometimes audiences are less willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, or like you really have to kind of prove yourself. If you're the only woman on the lineup, it can sometimes feel like you have to do well, otherwise people are going to walk away from the show thinking women aren't funny. Um, and yeah, there's I mean, I don't want to get I don't get too dark, but there's a
Too
We
late.
get dark on the spleen.
okay. It's there's a wide range of like, you know, from people just saying that women aren't funny, bookers saying that women aren't funny, um, to like, women getting sexually assaulted and other people not wanting to report that assault because the
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
assailant has some level of success in comedy and nobody wants
Mm-hmm.
to get on their bad side because in case they want to ride their coattails later,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
it's all quite insidious, and that's why people ask why there aren't women who very very successful female comedians at the top, and it's because you have to sit through all of that for years and years and years, and not many people want to do that.
yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate you saying all that because I mean, I know it's difficult, and sometimes I wonder if I'm being a good ally. Am I calling stuff out when I'm actively seeing it? And yeah, no, you're right. I mean, especially newer, younger comics. I mean, a lot of times they're afraid to say anything
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like it's going to jeopardize their success.
And we have no HR, we have no union, we have no one looking. You just
Yeah.
everybody wants to just have their dream. And the truth is, when I look back on when we were younger, Joe, in San Francisco, and there was a lot of there's horrible behavior going on around us, normalized.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it couldn't have been comfortable for so many people. It was probably comfortable. It was comfortable if you were comfortable. But I mean, I'm not going to throw in. Well, our mentors were not didn't act honorably.
I mean, that's a very diplomatic
It's
way to
true. It's
put it.
just
Yeah,
fucking
no,
true.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I mean, it's fascinating to see. Yeah. I mean, there again is a generational difference, right? Like a lot of behavior that was just brushed off as like, would not be tolerated. Which is good. I mean, there has been some progress, but I'm saying that as a white straight male.
Yeah,
So,
we're doing a lot of splaining on this episode. Let me apologize.
well, let me ask you this. Well, let's completely back up. What got you started in stand up? Why did you want to start it? Is there somebody that you saw and you were like, oh my God, I love that. I want to do it. What was your start? What's your origin story?
My origin story is a little silly, actually. I started during the lockdown, and uh, I was just kind of on like a hobby kick at the time, or just like learning new things, checking things off the bucket list. And my boyfriend at the time really wanted to do stand up, but he was never motivated. And so, I was kind of going out and learning how to do all these things. I was like, why don't we both do it together? We'll write 5 minutes, we'll go to some open mic and, make a fool of ourselves. And I wrote my 5 minutes and he never wrote his 5 minutes. And I was like waiting for him.
Mm.
Eventually I was like, well, I'm just gonna go do this by myself, I guess. And then that's kind of how I got started.
Where was the open mic? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was. Do you know Mariam Musavi in Sacramento?
Yeah, 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 I do actually.
It was
Yeah.
her
Wow.
mic. It was in a park, because it was outdoors and everyone was 6 feet apart, wearing masks, and we're like lysoling the microphone between comics. And that's that was
Eh,
my first open mic.
How'd you do?
I actually did decently, I think, for a first time. Looking back, obviously I don't I, I don't say any of the jokes that I wrote in that first 5 minutes anymore, but it was fine. It was for a first time. It was all right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Ashley, uh, where do you go up in the city? Are you working Cobb's Punchline?
Sometimes Cobb's and Punchline, and sometimes Cheaper Than Therapy is one of my favorite shows in the city.
Yeah, well, that's a popular one.
All of the Don't Tell comedy shows are really fun. I'm actually going to be
Mhm.
doing a taping with them in a couple weeks, which I'm really excited about. And
Great.
um, the setup sometimes also at Speakeasy.
And do you do the road, and is this your main income, or do you have other stuff going
This is
on?
not my main income. I am an assistant teacher during the day at an
Mhm.
elementary school, and I
Mm,
teach pre-K through second science.
awesome. Did you say pre-K
Mm-hmm.
science?
Yeah. Pre-K science.
Pre-kindergarten science?
Yeah. It's a lot of
What?
nature hikes and like identifying
Oh,
creepy
okay.
crawlies, very basic stuff, but it gets them, excited, and it's meant to teach them to be curious.
I was just telling some. I was just hanging out with my brother-in-law yesterday, talking about the mistakes I've made, and it's one of my favorite
Get
topics.
comfortable, Ashley. This is going to take a
Yeah,
while.
don't worry. I only have like 3 minutes, so I'll just cover one mistake. But I remember, you get to a certain point, you look back, Joe, and you go, well, that was bad. That was wrong, wrong, uninformed. Um, but this isn't a regret, but something I did that was stupid was back in the late 90s. I, I had a day job. I was doing very well in San Francisco, just like you are, Ashley, just kind of getting in there and doing the shows. And then I thought to myself, well, I'm going to quit my day job now because I can, because my mentors were like, I was, I wanted to be like my mentors who
Yeah.
slept in and sort of squandered the day and then went and did a set. I figured that's what you do. And I look back and go, that was a, yeah, that was a mistake. In other words, day jobs are good if they work out and give
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
stability. That's a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, maybe this is even sadder. I don't know a lot of comics that are exclusively earning their living as stand-ups in the city anymore. I mean, at one time you could do it, but it was
Because
still
that was a
very.
throwback to the boom, the first boom. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it was, but I mean, you could. I mean, I was surviving, but surviving, not
Hmm.
thriving. You
Me
know,
too.
but yeah, also we had it in our heads like, well, you're not a real artist if you have a day
Unless
job,
you,
man.
yeah, unless you,
Yeah,
right, which is
you're not.
fine.
Yeah, and then hey, can I borrow $5 for
But if you're
coffee?
doing, you should be doing art
Yeah, yeah. And
during the day.
but also I just feel like, man, I would spend most of my time sitting at the cafe, drinking way too much coffee,
Mhm.
having anxiety about being broke,
Right.
you know,
Right. If you're going to have anxiety about being broke, get a job.
get a job, right? Get,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, there's no harm. And I think that has gone away. I think a lot of people
Hmm.
in San Francisco and the greater Bay Area, yeah, of course they have day jobs because
Yeah.
you can't survive off of what, you're making per set. You can't, and if you do go on the road, you have to have spent a lot of time on the social media,
Hmm.
building that. Where are you with all that, Ashley? Are you actively on social media trying to build a following, or where do you come down on all that?
I was for a little bit. I was posting once a week and kind of trying to be consistent, and it was working, and I got a bunch of followers doing that. And then it just started getting so stressful and not fun anymore. And so I was like, I'm
Hmm.
gonna take a little break, and then I'll come back to it when I'm ready. And then before I knew it, like it had been like a year since I posted anything. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm
A full-time
yeah,
job,
it really is.
and it's demoralizing at times.
Yeah, and you go into this like enjoying the process of writing jokes, performing, and now you also have to learn how to be a video editor and how to manipulate the algorithm and what's going to work on social
Hmm.
media, and that's not really what I'm interested in, and I hate thinking
Yeah,
about it. I
fair.
hate thinking about it.
Yeah, no,
I
I
am
think.
going to, I apologize. My rock and roll lifestyle has me going to the airport right now. It's a
I hear
pleasure
you,
to meet
buddy.
you,
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Ashley. And I'm going to keep looking out for you on social media. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And I'm exiting the splane. We'll see you all next week.
See you, Dan.
Peace out.
Um,